Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? Merry Christmas Eve. Today is Christmas Eve, and we are doing a special Ordinal Revolution Christmas Eve weekend update for you guys. So if you guys are enjoying your families, that's amazing. If you guys don't watch this till next week, that's okay. But we appreciate you guys, and we feel like there's, we want to give you guys one last update before we go enjoy our families. So that's what this is. So let's get right into it. So we'll make it short, sweet. I'm gonna bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? What's up? Merry Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Yep, man. It's weird. It's just kind of like chill, but at the same time, still excited from a lot of stuff that happened this past week and a half. I don't know. I'm still looking at my phone quite a bit. How about you?
Yeah, I definitely was looking at my phone a bit. I'm definitely hoping for a dip. I'm in buying season, right? Because I'm looking for. I took some profit about a week ago, and now I'm looking to potentially get back what I got, but keep some of the Bitcoin, right? So I'm looking for a dip here. I don't want anything to dip too crazy, but I definitely want to see a pullback to where we can get some new buyers in.
Yeah, I think right now is really important for me to kind of really start to select what my conviction plays are, in terms of like new pickups or whatever. And then what I'm still holding, just reassess that portfolio. Because what happens is yes, I agree with you 100% that like a correction is needed. We need a correction. And plus correction means new opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Like we were talking before, new opportunity for people to come into the space, but also for you to kind of re-enter something that you might have taken profit from before, right?
Yeah.
And so what happens is every time there's a correction, depending on how long the correction is, there's a certain amount of projects that tend to kind of fall off, right? Because they're just like, we did well, they made their money or whatever, and maybe they're not as interested in continuing building, right? And it's a shame. That's just a part of the game, though, and you got to really take some time to learn that and figure out where your conviction plays are. I don't know. That's what I see. What is that weird, or do you feel like that's
No? I definitely. I mean, that's kind of how it is. I mean, in this market's like only the strong projects to survive. So you're gonna see every dip. You're gonna see projects fall away and actually never come back. Or you can see before they come back 6 to 8 months later, like they never left. But for me, I think a dip is needed for one reason really is because smart money doesn't buy tops. Smart money buys dips and they buy bottoms. And so we need there's a lot of smart money now watching Ordinals for the first time, and they've been watching for a while, and they're waiting for an opportunity. And these smart money guys are the guys who, that's to say, they were on ETH, or they're just Bitcoin holders, and they were never really into this stuff, but now it got some attention. Their eyes are on it. They're watching it. They're looking. But again, they don't buy tops, and they won't buy tops. They're too smart for that. But they will buy a dip. So they're looking for a dip. And what we have so far is nothing what they're looking for. They're looking for like a 50% drop because they want to get in and get that 50% right away, because that's how they play. And to me, again, I think that is very much needed, because those are the people who are going to have the stronger hands, who are going to hold until the back end of this cycle.
yeah.
So I think that. So I'm actually hoping for a little bit more of a dip, and so we can get some of these bigger guys in.
Yeah, no. So I think there's two ways to sustain like energy in an ecosystem in DeFi and crypto, and it's one a significant correction in a strong ecosystem, right? Like if the correction happens in like a new ecosystem that doesn't have like strong foundation, then that's kind of like, okay, I might not ever go back in. But with ordinals and Bitcoin, there's like, it's formidable in my opinion in terms of like the foundation's really strong here. And so like a good correction can kind of reignite another run up. And then
100%.
two are like new projects, right? Because new projects that come into the space that bring energy and like something new that can really run up. Those are two things that really can keep the ecosystem sustained in terms of throughout the cycle. And both are needed in my opinion, right?
I agree. And this is time people spend the holidays. I mean, you see for the first time, I think Paris tweeted today. She was like, "All I wanted for Christmas was 70 V bytes, right, for the mempool." So it's one of those things where it's like the mempool's low, bro. Like it's just like so.
Yep, exactly. The
There's no
mempool is low.
no one's
There's
really buying right now. Everyone's kind of relaxed and you know what I mean, spending time with their families and stuff like that. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, and then if you look at the rest of like the crypto and DeFi space, really the only other thing that's really firing off like crazy is Solana, right? Which is or is there
no.
other stuff too?
Yeah, so, Moonbeam is up, Phantom is up, Phantom was at 30 cents, now it's at almost 50, Moonbeam did like 100%. A lot of these smaller, DeFi projects or DeFi chains, they're really moving right now. It's not
Like
like under the
L2s,
scenes.
like EVM L2s or
I wouldn't call them L2s because, like, Moonbeam is like, L1 on top of Polkadot's Layer 0,
okay,
but there's a lot of, and, like, Phantom is an L1. There's a lot of stuff that's been really ignored that's actually getting some fire right now.
gotcha. Okay, so then but like the big one that the elephant in the room is that Ethereum's really been kind of stagnant.
Well,
Um
it's up $500, which is like 15% over the last 2 weeks, so
so what's the complaints about then?
it's just there's nothing going on like, on chain. So, like, there's no volume going
Like the
on, like
projects within like Ethereum, basically,
yes,
like on
so
the gotcha.
the L1s are moving, but there's no DeFi protocols that's moving. There's nothing like that's happening over there. I'm paying attention because when something's hated as much as Ethereum is right now, that's usually when it's time to buy. And so I'm really taking a look at different things. Obviously, we're ordinals to the core, but it's smart to be looking, smart to
Yeah.
be always watching.
Well, I think the thing is that like when I see the Twitter timeline, I see right now, if I were to just sum it all up, I would say Solana's going bonkers,
Yeah,
Ethereum is hurting, and Bitcoin ETFs and the BRC and Ordinal ecosystem is kind of cooling off a little bit.
yeah,
Exactly like how I would summarize it, because that's what I'm seeing, right?
yeah,
But yeah, so with that said, I feel like the ETF is a big um event that the whole space is kind of waiting
yeah.
on, right? So
Well, to me too, is like, okay, so right now everyone's speculating on the ETF, right? Speculation, like there's not 100% sure it's happening. So what happens when it goes through, right? Where does that speculation move to? It moves to the Ethereum ETF. So an Ethereum ETF could be 6 months behind a Bitcoin ETF. So
yeah,
I believe that once the Bitcoin ETF goes through, a lot of those speculators, like people that are spectating on it, they're going to move to Ethereum, and they're going to be waiting for the Ethereum ETF to go through, potentially maybe early next year or maybe by the summer. I don't think Gary's going to pass a Ethereum
back to
ETF,
back.
but I think the next SEC chairman who Trump picks, because Gary's going to immediately he's going to resign if right after Trump wins, and then you're going to see someone appointed by Trump early next year.
Yeah. Hmm. It's gonna be interesting.
And Trump owns Ethereum. He's an Ethereum holder because of his NFT project. So
Yep. Yep. Well, we'll see how things play out. Like we all know what's going to happen with Bitcoin long term.
yeah,
Ethereum is kind of it's always followed and trailed behind it, and we'll see what happens there.
for sure.
Um, all right, let's get into. We don't have a ton of topics today, guys. We just literally just not just a ton going on in the space.
There's nothing.
Um, but we do have a couple things to talk about. We'll jump into one of the hot topics recently, which is the Lab token, which was released by Bitcoin Startup Lab, and I believe they got. I don't know if they got the help of Bison Labs, but it is a token that was launched on a zero knowledge rollup, right?
Yeah,
So this was something that was kind of they did collaborations with um, groups, or like if you had a presence in the space, or if you're a serious investor, then that's what they were kind of looking for this initial kind of airdrop, or a claim, I would call
yeah,
it. So the first claim or entering the address was yesterday, and the December 20, what was it, 23rd, or
yeah.
was it the 22nd, day
23rd.
before? Okay. And there was like a time slot to where literally you had to plug, get your information in there. And if you missed it, you missed it. But I think they're doing another one in January. The
Yeah.
one in January you can actually apply for if you missed this one. Let me go to that real quick
Yeah, so
here.
the supply of lab is 21 million. It's looking like it was deployed on December 5th, 2023, and it was all minutes of one wallet, which is, I'm guessing, is the wallet for this Bitcoin Startup Labs. And this token, obviously, we said it's Bitcoin Startup Lab. We had the confusion that it was Bison Labs because Bison Labs is a ZK rollup, but no, I actually messaged them and they said that this is the BTC Startup Lab, and the Bison Lab token will be down the line, but this is not it.
Yeah. And if you go to their X profile, it's at BTC Startup Lab. You can see it's their pinned post here. We are currently expanding our ecosystem with innovators who possess a proven entrepreneurial spirit with our soon to be released lab token. You can apply to join the community here. So there's a link right there for you to, fill out, and you can, apply to get this claim for this lab token. So pretty cool, interesting stuff that the BTC Startup Lab is doing.
Yeah.
We'll see kind of where this goes.
Yeah, I'm curious too. I mean, it's the first token on Bison Labs, but potentially. So Bison Labs is they're building a bridge through pipe, but it's not set in stone yet. They could be hopefully building a bridge through Atomicals, which would be awesome. So they might even go the route of building multiple bridges for multiple protocols all to come in one. So I'm
Yeah.
very bullish on Jay Lee and those guys at Bison Labs, and curious what they're going to build.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, we know that they're talented, right? Like
Yeah,
everybody knows that Jay Lee is like super talented developer. Plus, Jake and his brother, I can't remember his name, but like the team is really talented. I think Jay Lee won like some coding contest in China
yeah.
at like age, I don't know, 10 or something like that. So,
He's probably an
um,
infant. He was probably coding at an infant, bro.
in the womb, he was coding in the womb. No, but yeah, so I think whatever they end up building over there is going to be solid. But it's just right now they're trying to figure out what the market wants,
Yeah,
and what builders to get over there. And I think that's what they're going through right now.
yeah. Because I mean, you can make whatever you want, but if people don't build on it, it's not going to go anywhere. So I think they're really focused on finding the builders, and Bitcoin Startup Lab could be the first builder. I mean, they're going to be incubating a lot of projects, and they might just be pushing them all towards this Bison Labs CK rollup. So that's actually really bullish to me on Bison Labs.
Yep. Yep. So keep your eyes on that. I would, just go to the BTC Startup Lab page on X so you can kind of track that journey there of that token. All right. Moving over to the next topic here. Have we crossed it already?
Yeah, we're at 50, almost 51. So we blasted right through it.
So the 40
Um,
was not long ago, a week ago.
40. I mean, we were in the 40s for a couple weeks. I think like
Were we?
2
Because I
weeks.
feel like
Yeah,
we announced that like
we did.
on last week's
It
update.
wasn't like it was. I think it was the week before.
Okay. So 2
So
weeks. So
it's like it takes 2 weeks to get 10 million these days.
gotcha.
So yeah, so it's
Gotcha.
looking like we should hit 100 million right around the time of the halving. So that's pretty cool.
Perfect timing, right?
It is.
So like during our spaces, who was it? It was his name Yasaki
Yeah,
from Yokai Avengers.
yeah,
Um, he's an OG in the space, in the ordinal space. They've been here since day one,
yeah,
and they have a collection that they've had for a while, and we were trying to pick the brains of the OG founders and stuff with collections that maybe didn't have like a ton of volume early on when it was like up and down, but now like what that looked like. And he said that everything is happening exactly the way that in his mind how he envisioned it to me, which
mhm,
is really bullish statement because he laid his bets on ordinals, right? He wasn't here originally. He was from like
yeah,
the Ethereum side and other stuff. And he said, their floor price and their volume jumped up to like a pretty substantial amount for their project, right? And he said basically the inscription number that he feels to where the ordinal space will go ballistic and nuts is 100 million inscriptions.
I agree.
And so that's if that's right around the halving, then man, it's like perfect timing, right?
Yeah, I agree. And I think right on the halving, you're gonna see everything popping. There's gonna be a lot of like, and that's the thing. It's like there's so many protocols now that like I don't know like if if it's all going to be concentrated like it has been last time, but you're going to see new money start flowing in, and I think the new money is going to pick the stuff
The
that's been here the
winners.
longest. Well, the stuff that been here the longest. Well, that have been winners already, and because they don't like to they get in things that are like brand new. They want like they're going to BRC20s and digital artifacts are probably going to be the ones that really take off in the beginning, and then money might flow into other layer one Bitcoin layer one assets as well. But yeah, I definitely see that coming in at 100 million. I think he's 100% right on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you brought up that there's like so many different protocols, and it's interesting because like when I'm looking on my timeline, I see like a certain amount of hype that goes towards like a new protocol, right? And then, but for some reason, like I'm just not like dropping everything and going over there. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And it's not anything against that protocol. It's just like I feel like, and I don't want to sound like I'm like my time is more valuable than other people's times, but like, you know, my time to me is really valuable, right? And
yeah,
so like for me to drop everything and run over to a protocol, for me, I have to have some sort of evidence that like pops out and just like hits my gut intuition or something, right?
yeah,
And then like it just goes off in my brain and then I run over there. But I feel like the ones that I haven't ran to, yes, have I missed out on some stuff? Could I have been earlier, made more money? I think we can do that with a lot of different
yeah,
ecosystems, right? But I feel pretty good in where we have been as a
yeah,
show and stuff to where we've invested our time and focus on so far up to this point. What are your
yeah,
thoughts on that?
yeah, 100%. I definitely think that uh there's a ton of protocols and we missed out on a lot of stuff, but at the same time I feel like the ones that we've chosen, because we have picked something that we both are very mutually invested in, and that is atomicals, right? We think with the adoption of Unisat that atomicals could be the winner out of everything that's not BRC20, and uh only because Unisat is the leader of really everything. I mean, you could say okay, X is a close second, but Unisat's been the especially over here on the west, on the east, or with the west, it's been like it's
The
our
brand.
main, it's our main thing, it's our brand, it's the thing that we love, and they have roots in China, so it's kind of like that's the winner. And if that they're choosing atomicals, you have to pay attention when Unisat picks, let's just say BRC20 or CBRC20, then I think you have to start looking at it. But until then, I think I'm going to go with um, what Unisat goes for, and that's why we are over on Atomicals and we're exploring, and that's why this week the Atomicals are going live on the Unisat wallet, and then on the Unisat marketplace by the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah, and in terms of volume, OKX does more than Unisat overall, from what we're hearing. But it's because they've captured most of the Chinese market,
Yeah,
and probably the Asian market as well. But like you said, Unisat has done a really good job in capturing the rest of the world market, right? In terms of the U.S., Europe, even parts of Asia, I'm sure, like smaller parts. But yeah, so and they're the ones that have stepped out on the ledge to take this leap for trying to build a swap, right? Even though
yeah,
it's not where uh, we would like it to be right now. The fact that they are building towards something that seems to be similar to a Uniswap
yeah,
type environment, I think that's going to open a lot of open the floodgates for people from other ecosystems once they have it ready.
yep.
You know, so it's a patient thing with the swap. It's weird. It's like, I mean, how do you feel about that whole journey? Do you wish that they waited, or do you feel like the way they're doing it right now is, it's fine the way they're doing it right now?
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think
Slow rollout.
if you're over there, you know what you're playing. You're playing with a very new beta, and if you're worried about anything, then you have to understand where they're at, and they're letting you test it. Basically, they're putting it out there and saying, "Hey guys, like this is it. Like you guys can play with it if you want. If you don't, but it's very early stages, man. I think that where their slippage is really high, which kind of sucks because if you try to trade anything, you're overpaying. But I think that comes when you get a stable coin. That comes when you get Bitcoin on there. That comes when you get Atomicals on there. And I think that's something that's common. And I think we're 6 months out from getting really good volume on the Unisat swap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're not going to get it until they have integrated, a like at least BTC, which would
Yeah,
be fine. So we'll see what happens there. I feel like Q1 is really where we're going to see it. So like, you know, at the end of March at the latest, in my opinion,
yeah,
because at that point, like the swap would have been live for, so, I mean, it's not live to the public right now, but it's live to certain groups
I mean
of
it's only 200 points.
yeah, so it's
Like
not that much.
no,
But like people aren't using it as much because of the fact that the liquidity isn't really, strong in terms
yeah,
of, like you said, slippage, right? So that slippage needs to get fixed. Bitcoin will fix that. If they can get a stable token in there, that would be great. But I
yeah.
just feel like if they go past March, then that's a little bit too long, and then someone else should be able to catch them by then. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think
I,
they're way too far ahead.
Well, I mean, if people can just duplicate what they're doing, and just try to push it forward. Obviously, they're holding off for a reason.
Yeah,
So I don't think that's likely scenario. But I just feel like going past March without having like some like more energy and
yeah.
activity on the swap is going to be a mistake. But we'll see.
Yeah, especially with Jeffrey, but he's building like something that's very, universal with them, right? It's very it's on the same lines. It's kind of like complement, not like competition. So with his L2.
Yeah, I mean, it's a different feature solution for people. I think that more have like digital assets that are like artifacts or even like these metaverse type assets that
Yeah.
you can just deploy a token that wraps it, right? So
Yeah.
that's going to be awesome. That's a whole separate thing. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I definitely think Unisat, like you said, is probably like has, even though OKX has more volume overall, Unisat is probably the most influential
Yeah.
entity in BRC20.
100%.
So all right. Next topic we're gonna hit on is the base pad that initially launched on Tap, but
Yeah.
they are offering their launchpad services to multiple different protocols in Bitcoin, the Bitcoin ecosystem, layer one assets. So Gearn, if you don't follow him, it's at JIURN. Really big figure in the space. He's awesome with like, he always does this like what happened in ordinals in the last 24 hours post,
Yeah.
right? So it's cool to go and check it out. But he posted about it. So he says the most underrated Bitcoin launchpad is basepad underscore BTC. So that is their X handle. So go over there, follow them if you want to get updates from them. And then he says, here's everything you need to know about it and how you can make life-changing gains with it. And then he goes into detail about it here. He just talks about base in this part, which we've talked about over here. So I'll skip that. So where he talks about, let's see. Okay, right here. So base token. Staking based tokens automatically grants you access to the upper echelon of the base pad tiers. This token already launched a while ago. So base token, we've talked about that. And then right here, one based equals guaranteed whitelist for the projects that launch on their base pad, airdrops, higher staking APYs once they allow you to stake on their protocol, exclusive insights, invitations to real life events. So it's kind of like a membership too. It's like almost like an OG pass. And then it just talks about where you can buy them, which is Ordinal's wallet. You guys know that because we do the update there. Also, the Boost token is a token that you can get. If you had the snapshot of how many base you got, you get a certain amount of boost. So it
Yeah.
all works together, right? So one thing I will say is that this was the announcement of the very first project that's going to launch on their base pad. So it says this is from the base pad X handle here, and it says we are proud to be working in collaboration with a brand new protocol that will be bringing smart contracts to Bitcoin. This means OTC, farming, staking, swapping, AMM, and more, all done natively on Bitcoin. So that's a very strong statement.
It's
You
not
know,
possible.
so that's what I'm saying. So that's a very strong statement. We'll see. I did talk to the founder, and you and I are supposed to get a live demo on Tuesday.
Okay.
So we'll see with our own eyes, right? How this
Yeah.
works. And then it says this protocol will revolutionize Bitcoin as we know it, and its token will be launching exclusively on BasePad. More details on the protocol and launch date will be announced in the coming weeks. So go follow them for just to keep up with it. But what are your thoughts?
It makes me feel like he thinks we're stupid. Like I don't like saying that, but like to say like smart contracts on Bitcoin, first off, it's not possible, right? We're not dumb. We're not, it's not going to happen. Like I don't care. It's eventually going to be a layer two, but I don't know. I don't like that stuff. I don't like those buzzwords stuff and anything like that. Like so, I'm actually looking forward till Tuesday because I'm hoping that he can change my mind. But I hate that stuff, dude. I hate it.
Yeah. So the only way that it could be possible to do that, but it would be going through BitVM, right? So you would go through BitVM, which it would be extremely slow and this is from basically what I've heard from like developers that like, for example, like I think Jeffrey mentioned it, Jay
Yeah.
Lee, but it would be to the point where the smart contracts wouldn't even be useful really, right? If you
No.
go through BitVM, because you still have to, at the end of the day, you can't sidestep the mempool, right? And so that's why BitVM, even though there's so many things you can do with it, it's like the scalability of speed is still there. Like you can't, you still have to wait in line, and
Yeah.
it would still take you hours to do smart contract stuff that we're used to doing in minutes. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I don't know. I I wish I just wish that like people would stop using these buzzwords all the time, right? If you want to say a layer two, that's fine. That's fine because that's possible. We know that's possible, but on Bitcoin, it's not going to happen. You're not going to have smart
Yeah.
contracts on Bitcoin.
Well, so we'll see. We're gonna hopefully get this live demo on Tuesday, and then we can follow up with this. But hey, look, man, they've been able to keep the momentum on the
They have.
the floor price of their token. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that. It is a tiny, tiny supply of 1,000. But in this market, especially tap token market, like for them to maintain a floor price between $1,800 and $3,000 the entire time since Ordinal's wallet um, offered these tap token, or created the marketplace for them. I think that's impressive. But we'll see what happens with BasePad, right? Because
Yeah.
the past launch pads that we've seen attempt to give it a go so far haven't had the best experience, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm curious. I hope they're right. Like I would love to see it, but to me, it's just like I just feel like when I see that stuff, it's just like buzzwords, and it just I don't know. It makes me feel like they think we're stupid.
Yeah, gotcha. I can see that. Okay. And we've talked about this it's actually a token, OSPY. But I wanted to kind of just showcase their tool a little bit here. So if you go to ordspy.com, you can see the user dashboard here. It's a /user/dashboard. And then here is, you can actually, after you sign up, the only thing you have to do with signing up is add your email address, right? Then you can add your wallet, and then you have two different portfolios here, right? So you just click on the portfolio right here. You can kind of see right now BRC20 market's kind of bleeding a little bit, so you can see the tokens and track it. So it reminds me a lot of like DBank,
Yeah.
or those portfolio tracking websites, right? So this is like one of the things that offer. Also, the Telegram and the you can see their Twitter link here. But if you go to their Telegram, you can also connect your Telegram to it to get notifications if there's activity on your wallet. Also, your email will get notifications if there's activity on your wallet. So I
Yeah.
feel like they're pretty good in terms of like, what they're trying to add to the space. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Orspy, I love it. I love their product. You know what I mean? Like, it's really cool how you can, like you said, I can have all my wallets now, pop them all in there, and potentially get a rough, because it's still kind of rough estimate for now of what everything kind of adds up to be. Because like I have between 7 and 9 wallets at this point, right? So it's like it's hard to keep track, and sometimes
Yeah.
I don't even try. I'm just like, I got shit over there. It's fine.
Yeah, and I think what would be really cool is if they eventually add other protocols that are, that have momentum. If they're able to add ARC20s, if they're able to add, like even like the ordinal um, collections and stuff like that, so you can see your total portfolio value. I know Genie Data does something similar, but
Yeah,
I like the UI of OrdSpy to where it's like really, in your face, in your eyes, you can kind of see it quickly.
yeah, yeah,
So that's one suggestion I would give them is, hey, if you go to DBank, they literally have almost every EVM ecosystem on there in one wallet because
yeah.
MetaMask tracks across all, right?
Yep.
So this is something that Orspy could evolve to, but
100%. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I mean, this is very early days for them. So, I mean, Genie Data's
exactly.
been around since September, and these guys uh really have not. I think we just, obviously they launched in a while ago, and then they kind of went away, I guess, heads down building. So potentially they were here, but we
Yeah.
just really resurfaced recently.
Yep. Exactly. And I think that's it, man. Like it's been kind of, people chilling,
Yeah.
happy with like some of their gains and spending time with family and stuff like that lately.
So yeah, I think the first week of January we're gonna have probably some news from a bunch of things. So it should be fun.
Yep. 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 Well, you want to jump into the market updates?
Let's do it.
All right. All right. All right. Let me go ahead and start off with the BRC20 market update here. All right. Okay, so number one, 24-hour volume is track. It's down in terms of volume though, 33.33%. The price is $6.04. So this jumped up a little bit though in terms of
Yeah.
floor price because it got all the way down to like what, like 550 or something. Number two is INSC, down in terms of volume, 23.94%. The price is 48 cents per token. And then number three is Ordi, which has made a little bit of a comeback. The volume's jumped up 2.25%, and the price is $56.94. So this jumped up a little bit because like Sats had its moment after the listing and pretty much ran for like a week and a half, about a week, I would say. And then the whole time that it was running, Ordi was kind of suppressed at like 50 to like $53, and it looks like it's kind of heading close back to that $60 mark that, when it was dominating. So we'll see if it ends up flipping Sats for that number one spot in terms of market cap. Number four, Ghosty is at $1 even. So this got all the way to like I want to say like 135 or 138. So this might be starting to get to decent re-entry positioning. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think, it was at like a dollar 40, and now it's dipping down to a dollar. This is exactly what I was talking about when I was saying like we need dips. I think Ghosty gets a lot of re-entries if it gets down like 80 cents. And I think that's when I think it really start like flying up in volume again.
Yeah, I agree. They added a bunch of new tokens to their swap. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Like a lot. You should check it out. Like
Yeah.
a lot. So, all right, Sats comes in at number five, up 8.27% in volume. You can see 6 zeros and the 6 0. So it got all the way up to like 8.2 or something like that, whenever right after the Binance listing announcement. But if you were to get, see, 100 billion, then
65,000.
yeah, around 65,000 is what it would be. Yeah, 62,600. So, yeah, so it's still very very strong. It's number one in market cap, by the way. I did that this morning. .com pulled down to $4.20. This thing got all the way to like I think
9.
Did it? I think it got past that maybe
Did it?
even. I'm not sure, but I know like yeah, dude, it had such a strong run. We'll see what happens with that. So .com, that's what makes me bullish on Orspy is that .com really has that website solution too. And
Yeah.
so that's why I was like, okay, Orspy could really kind of move, but we'll see. BMP token, this is one that we've been eyeing. It's down 10% in total volume. Sitting at 1 cent. You know, it seems to fluctuate between 1 to 2 cents. So 10 to 20 million in market cap, but the claim is coming up December 31st. So maybe the sell pressure backs off a bit after that. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think BMP definitely sees a very stable in price action because I mean it's been like up and down, up and down. I think it stabilizes after that, and you could probably see maybe some pumps as well. So we'll see.
Yep. Then you got rats staying even here on the volume for 24 hours, staying at 0.0003. So it's right at that 300 million mark, I believe, in market cap. And then you have
Real quick
SAT.
with rats, real quick is like I got called out for it in spaces yesterday. Someone said that I stopped like talking about it. Well, it's yeah because when something's at $1 million market cap or $10 million market cap, it's easy to talk about. But when something's this high, I don't want anyone getting wrecked. So that's why I kind of pulled off of like really like pumping up rats and stuff. Obviously, I'm still very bullish on rats. I think it's going to be the #1 community token now that Sats is to me is no longer a community token. It is like the unofficial token of Unisat. So I think Rats takes that spot as #1 community token. But I'm not going to pump something that's $320 million market cap. Not pump, but like be excited, or like show
Like
emotion
beat
towards.
the drum
It's
with
just too
it.
high, and I don't want to see our community getting wrecked. So that is why I pulled away from being the unofficial king of the rats and stuff like that. So it wasn't about anything like that. It was just I just want to put that out there. So
Yeah. And guys, like remember that you guys need to be doing your research for this. Like we're not cheerleaders here for y'all
yeah,
in terms of like the tokens that you guys are in, right? Like obviously, we're gonna go over stuff that we think is hot and every day, like I post that list and rats is like either #1 or #2 in the new token list,
yeah,
So I mean, I think the community is strong. It's gonna, right as of right now, it is the #1 meme token on in BRC20s.
yep.
Meme, like animal meme for sure. So all right, SAT. I'm not sure what this is, but it's even at 0% volume. Dota is down 30.33%. BTC is up 2.04%. Mice is up 4.20%. Mice is one that kind of started to catch really well. I think it's at 50 million market cap now. So Mice is another strong one. BNSX. So this was something I think that like I don't know too much about it, but the Chinese community launched this one. It has that troll face on its
Does it?
yeah for so it's definitely meme, but it's down 15.7%, sitting at 94 cents though. Not
Wow.
bad for 21 million supply
Yeah.
token there. But so that's one to kind of watch out for. I think the Chinese community is really trying to take this under their wing and push it in terms of a meme token. Uh, Rion is up 12.63% in volume. OXBT is at up 6.67%, sitting at 5 cents. So OXBT has kind of been fluctuating back and forth, right?
Yeah.
10, 12 million, gotten all the way to $16 million market cap. Some people think that it could, explode because of the holder count being so big. I think it's 15,000 holders here, so that's pretty significant. But we'll see what happens there. Orspy, the one that we were just talking about, is down 2.09% in total volume, set at 9 cents. So looking like a decent re-entry for me. CSAS 41%. This one, yeah, had a pretty good bounce back in volume. Evolve token is sitting pretty even right now. 13 cents, so a little bit of a bump up. 75 million total supply there. Traverse is down 2% in total volume, 24 hours, sitting at 0.000046. So this got all the way, even whenever like things were bleeding out, it was sitting at like 50 to 55. So 4 or 6 is not too bad for like a correction so far, honestly. We'll keep our eye on that. And then you have FCDP here. at 766.44. It's up, or it's about even there. Pepe up 5.41%. ODI about even, and then STST down 14.29%. So that's pretty much it, guys. Like the BRC20 market right now is a little boring, to be honest. And it's good. It's, the corrections needed, and I think we'll see another leg up, but we'll probably need to see a little bit more bleeding out.
Yeah, and I think, like I said, I think that's a good thing. I think that it's don't worry, like, because it's all going to come back fast and furious. But like, just take a break, relax. Your BRC20s will be fine. But let's jump over to the digital artifacts part of the Bitcoin. Let's give it a quick refresh to make sure we got the freshest prices. It's looking like we got Bitmap as the number one. I always use the 7-day. Bitmap is number one in volume over here with 123 Bitcoin, sitting at 0.00637, that number one spot. And the frogs right there, about half the volume in the 7 days at 0.29. This we got all the way up to about 4 or 5, I want to say, right? Did it hit the 0.5?
Yeah, I think it was like, I think it got right underneath it. So like 0.48.
Yeah. And we got the Bitcoin Punk sitting at 0.079. This is like monograms or something, right? I can't never say this, but
Yeah, I can't remember, but that artist has been here for a little minute.
yeah.
He came from another blockchain. I wonder if it was Tezos or maybe it was Cardano. But anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, so he's doing well here though.
Yeah, if he's from Cardano, I'm gonna hate his project. I hate Cardano, but that's like the one chain where it just gives me like the heebie-jeebies when someone talks about it. Like, I hate Charles Hockenson. I hate Cardano. Anyway, Fuzzy Fox sitting at 0.016, and we have Ordinal Maxi Biz sitting at 0.455. This has been pretty sitting there. Did take a pullback from the 0.55 it was last week. BEVM white paper sitting at 0.0099. And then we have the BitBlock sitting at 0.0035. Rare sats. Let's take a look at, because I really haven't looked at the uncommons or anything. Have you?
Not recently, honestly, I haven't, because I feel like. So what's the floor on them? Scroll down.
193.
No, right there. I think there was one for 103. If you scroll a little bit.
103? No.
Oh, maybe not. Scroll down a little bit more.
That's all higher. 20,
Lower.
206, 207.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. So it's the floor is around $200.
Yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
nice.
awesome.
We got the rare, no rare sets. Epic. Black uncommons. Another one that I like. What are they at? $48. These are down. These are hit 72 about almost like a few weeks ago. So they're down a little bit there. Jumping back to Magic Eden. We have the Rocks. What is this? Oh, okay. That's pretty good. That's
I
different.
have no idea. What's the inscription numbers on those?
Brand new, 50 million.
Okay, so I was like, what is that about then? Yeah, that's interesting.
And we got Goosenose Honk sitting at 0.036 with the thread guy now being a Goosenose holder. What do you think about that?
I think that was pretty cool, man. Like it just showed
Yeah.
like how the effect that the base community has, right?
Yeah.
They were able to first kind of like get under his skin, and then eventually he got a goose and all, and that's just that's like the way they work, man. It's like so crazy. It's like they'll flip you after they talk crap to you, know, and then but I think that's a pretty big deal for ordinals. It's weird right now. I feel like the ordinal hype was definitely, it's still here. Everybody knows now that these are strong layer one Bitcoin assets, but I think they're playing in some other places right now because they feel like they missed the ordinal run. I feel like a lot of people feel like they missed it, right? So that's why the correction I think will bring some more of these bigger people back in.
100%. And then followed up, we got Doge Punk sitting at 0.0085. All right, that is your Magic Eden update.
All right, so let's move over to the BRC 420. As you know, the blue box is always number one. I don't think anything's going to pass this probably ever, but it did have a pretty sharp correction. This thing got all the way up to like 25K, almost 26K. I think it did hit 26K, but now it's back to 18,000. But it pulled back to like 17,000 to a day and a half ago, and then went all the way back to 22,000. So, man, what a swing trade this could be, right? It's like back and forth, back and forth. Whales are swing trading this or something. But they did announce that Jeff announced a couple days ago, 4 days ago, that like from 29 days from that point, or 30 days from that point, that they were going to integrate the feature to be able to wrap your assets and deploy tokens for them. So I think that's going to be a huge deal. We'll see what happens, but I think you said January 23rd or something, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So next is Bitmap Town DLC. Man, Shizzy and I were like waiting for this thing to move, and it finally did. And I think the highest it got when everything was just going kind of crazy was it got close to $300, I think,
It
didn't
did.
it?
Yep. Yep.
So that's a good sign that it could get past like the $200 mark, because that was the previous high. And so it's going to be interesting how these Bitmap DLCs do, because there's multiple DLCs, but this was the first one, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So that I think that makes a difference there. But sitting at 174, these are like $25 to mint. So it's in a good spot there. Meta box is at 1,083. There's 1,200 of these. By the way, there's 10,000 of the blue boxes, and it's at that price. That's crazy. There's 10,000 of the DLCs, and then there's 1,200 of these. And here's another DLC, Water Margin. It's newer. It's probably close to its mint royalty price at $32. So just probably need some time, and it kind of came in a little bit late. You have your Goosenol image here sitting at $7.68, 10,000 total supply. Pedicin Zero, this is the Blockomoto Citizen Zero pet, sitting at $364 for this pet. That's pretty good price there. Or pretty high price. Bitmap Kingdom, the gray box here, sitting at $855. There's only 55 of these. The dragon, man, dude. Oh man, I should
260.
I should have bought these. They were sitting at the mint price for these were like $15, I think. The secondary was at like $70, between 55 and 70 forever. Now it fully minted out, and I'm not shocked. I could see these things getting to $1,000, man.
$1,000 for the dragon?
I could, because
That's
I mean,
crazy.
which other avatar is as dynamic? Like it flaps its wings.
It's so cool.
Huge. It's intimidating. I like it. But I obviously didn't like it enough to buy them. But I think I just got. There's so many things going on, right? Like I just can't buy everything. And then next is Bitmap Kingdom DLC, sitting at $185. This one's picking up. This one was slow, but it's now picking up. It's getting as close as that first DLC that launched, and there's 10,000 of these as well. So, and then you have the black box, Bitmap Kingdom black box at $855. There's 55 of those. This is a newer one, Cyber Club, $438, 8-bit floppy. I'm not sure what this is associated with, but and then you have Pepe Verse sitting at $43.86, and then Mario Pepe at $263. Wow. Has anybody been buying them? 1, 2, 3. Yep, it's been selling. Yeah, so that's pretty much it on the top 10 there. And then, as always, we touch on our tokens. This is a way that you guys can support the show. You can mint our tokens here. I think I'm on the third page now because so much stuff has been. Oh, they moved me down, guys. Here, 29 holders. It's $4.01 to mint, and then Shizzy's on page 5 here. Are you on 5?
I'm
Oh,
yeah,
got another holder for Zombie Yagobi, so you can mint there as well. $13 for that one, and then here's Resident Shizzy.
8.
Yeah, 8 holders, because his is a little bit more. It's at $40. But yeah, this is another way you guys can support the show, because it does help us. But you can use these assets, their avatars. You can use them in your bitmap.game world.
Like this right here.
Visiting any bitmap in there, you can use the avatar. So there's the dragon. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then if you go down here, you can kind of switch between, like, there's the Shizzy. You see the difference in the dragon and thing, and then you can jump over and grab the Yagobi. Same thing. So yeah, this is avatars you can actually use in game.
Yeah.
And then you got this one, the zombie one. But my personal favorite right now is the dragon. Look how the
Yeah,
size difference in
look
that
up.
thing.
Yeah, man. How many dragons are over there?
I got this
No, I
one.
mean like on the right side of the world.
This is just kind of like it's just statues.
Oh, okay.
This is just a part of the thing. You look at the boxes, you got the boxes and stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
But yeah, my personal favorite is the dragon. The size difference is insane. And it's pretty cool. You can put it right here and it looks like it's a part of it.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
man.
and
They're doing,
this is the Bitmap Kingdom one. This is their personal land.
dude. That's so awesome that Jeffrey made this like platform to where you
Yeah.
can, you can make your bitmaps however you want. You can use the DLCs. That's what's awesome about it. It's like open source protocol to where one bitmap is going to look like this. The next can look like like furniture in your apartment. One
Yeah.
could be like a gym, working out in a gym or something. It's just like that's what's awesome about it, man.
Oh, I didn't even know they built over here now too.
Yeah, because I think they ended up getting a bunch of like bitmap blocks together so
Gotcha.
they can build a bigger world, right?
Yeah, that's
So
pretty cool.
so this is just like the first iteration of all this stuff. Who knows what it's gonna look like in like 2 years from now? It could be a legit full blown like open game to where there's tasks and goals and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, man.
So
All right. I'll hop over to the Atomicals marketplace. I'll give it a quick refresh because I've spent probably a little bit. All right. We got wow. Adam back up to $13. It's got down to almost 9 yesterday. You see,
yep,
definitely the volumes. Oh wow, everything's up a lot more
yep.
than I
Everything's
thought.
back up.
And we
That's
got Realm sitting at 0.65. This is one of my personal favorites. Then we got Electron. I guess I like a lot of them because I'm a big fan of Electron as well. I like the what do they call it? Like the science stuff, right? The electron, neutron, proton, atom, just all kind of it's kind of all like pretty cool how it kind of locks in. Potentially, you can maybe burn your electron and your proton and your neutron and get something else. So that's definitely something that I think. And the burn function is actually something I seen today because someone actually sent me something and I feel bad because they might have burned their atoms. So guys, just be careful with your wallets right now and stuff like that. So definitely want to use the Wiz wallet if you buy this stuff. That way it's safe until Unisat puts in their stuff there. So but yeah, so we got Electron sitting at 0.008. And then we have AVM sitting at 0.24. This is at Atomical's virtual machine. Neutron. This is something that many people don't know that the lowest anything in this marketplace can go is 1 sat. So seeing something at like 3 sats or 2 sats, the lowest it can go is 50. It can drop 50%. So this is something the lowest it can drop is 75%. Like it can never drop 90 from here, right?
Yeah,
So
because one sat backs one neutron token.
yep. So that's something that is really cool. So this is something that just minted out yesterday. And that is why it's so cheap, I think. And then this is where I've been buying between 3 and 4 sats.
I think
Then
that's
we
going to be such a big like variable in the future. By the way,
yeah,
because like
1 sat.
we've seen so many BRC20s that are like below one sat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like point or not. Yeah, below one sat. It's like 0.001 sat or whatever. But like here, it's impossible. No matter how big the supply is.
Yep. Doesn't matter. 1 sat is 1 sat over here. So that's something. And at the end of the day, it can go down to 1 sat and that's it. Like and
Yeah.
still. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of what Arthur built over here with Atomicals. We got BitVM sitting at 0.0024. Rect. This is actually a team behind it. The Rect scientists sitting at 0.29. Then you got Atomicals sitting at 0.019. And then Proton. This is something that just minted out this morning. It is sitting at around was that 54 sats right there. So that's it's pretty cool. Something I like it just feels so new. It definitely gives me that early BRC 2020 vibe. So, but yeah, that's really it. Anything else is kind of still pretty new. I don't really want to talk about anything that's under, a certain amount of market cap here because it's very dangerous. But if you want to stick with them, stick with the top guys. And then, you got Unisat adoption coming next week, which I'm very excited for. Atomical's in a really, really good place right now.
How's the Toothies doing? Toothy,
Ooh, the Toothies. Oh wow, they're
Toothy.
up, dude. Just got down to 1,400 yesterday, up to 1,731.
Yep.
This is the first collection was ever used with demint, decentralized minting, and the first collection on Atomicals. So that is pretty cool. We are definitely fans of Toothies. So
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you were to like say strengths of token, even like just protocol in general, marketplaces for Bitcoin layer one, Atomicals is number 2 behind Ordinals to me.
for sure, I agree.
Because the tools are like there and they're easier for the public. The other protocols don't have the tools really, right? So, but
Yeah,
anyways, that's awesome, man. I love to see the Toothies back up. All right, this is the last market update, and it is the tap tokens here that are on Ordinals wallet. So everybody knows Gib. Gib is sitting at 18 cents. So looks like it picked up a little bit, not too much. Miner is at $4.17. You know what? I'm actually just going to do the tap update from what I have here because it's going to be going over the same things anyway. So I'd rather just go over the market caps here on this the tap. So
yeah,
number one top market cap is the dark token. It's down 8%. It's at $21.5 million in market cap. I will say it's decreased every time since I've added since it's been added to the list. And I think it's because it started really high because there was a lot of like mechanisms with miner in it and stuff like that. There's only 10 million supply, but it is the highest market cap in the ecosystem. So number 2 is Gib. We just talked about that. It actually pulled back a little bit from the previous day at 6%, sitting at 11.23 million market cap. I do believe that like out of the tap tokens, Gib is going to be one of the most powerful ones because of the meme culture. And I think there's like it was the first to introduce the token auth function. So we'll see what happens with that. Based is number 3. Like I said, Based is very consistent with their floor price. You can almost guarantee that you'll be able to sell one of your base tokens for at least 16 to 1800, and it goes all the way to like 3000, right? So they're at 3.7 million, up 18%. Ordfi is another one that I feel like is going to do well because it was like one of the first. It's at 3.36 million, down 11% on the 24-hour though for the market cap. Miner is 2 million, pretty much 2.07. It's even from the previous day. RPG is another one that's just like Dark. It's been decreasing every time since I've added it. It's down 27%. Benny is an interesting meme. We have the Benny token on BRC20 with one N because there's only 4-letter characters, but this is the right way that you're supposed to spell his name. And it's even here at 1.5 million from the 24 hours. This one could catch just because, Benny, his name and stuff, but we'll see. Troll is another meme token. It's actually increased 25% in that last 24 hours. I feel strong about Troll because they're very active on their socials. They're getting like a good community together. So I feel like Troll has a decent future there. Bitmap, even no movement there. We'll have to see. It's like the second largest holder count in tap tokens at like almost 1700. Santee is like the third largest holder count at like 1600. No movement there. Biddle, this actually has an artist behind it that drops free tap art to their holders. And it's been stagnant as well. And Ago is also stagnant. So really like there's some here that, like I said, the tap protocol needs a marketplace dedicated for it. And the sooner, the better that happens.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
That
And
is it.
Santiago is working on that. So let's see how long it takes them. It's been taking them forever, but now, I got faith in what they're building. So TapX.
Yep. And that's all the market updates, man.
Yeah, man. So, guys, Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas. We'll be back the day after Christmas with some videos for you guys, and then our market update will be the 27th for the weekly update, and hopefully if we get some volume back, hopefully we get some things going again. But I'm not expecting that till early next year.
Yeah. We'll see. Maybe there's some just news events or something that happens. But hey, look, we finished the year off pretty darn good, right? Like
Yeah.
so, no complaints over here. But yeah, Merry Christmas to all you guys. We love you all. You guys have been supporting us, since day one. And we wouldn't be here without y'all. So we hope that you guys had a great, end of the year as just as we did, and we look forward to 2024.
Yeah, man, and we started a new thing with our members now. We're doing we're trying to take $2,500 and taking it to 100 grand. So if you're interested in seeing that, just become a member. We're actually down $500 from the start of that challenge, so it's actually fun. And yeah, come join the journey with us. We're become a member. We got member videos a few times a week. So if you're interested in that, do that. If you're not, that's fine too. Definitely join our Discord. And then if we're on Apple, we're on Spotify. If you cannot watch, you can definitely listen. We're on all streaming platforms. So yeah, we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you after Christmas. Enjoy
Yep.
yourselves.
Peace.